Good evening. Welcome to the November 25th, 2024 meeting of the Library Board. Will the staff secretary call the roll, please?
Maria Fisk, Ishana Dattasalia, Lakshmi Rao,
Yes.
Kayla Scott,
Here.
Barbara Fulmer,
Here.
Eileen Speaker.
Here. Thank you. Will Board Member Fulmer please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will the secretary read the procedures for addressing the Library Board today?
Citizens addressing the board during public comment are asked to approach the podium and are limited to 3 minutes, unless extended by the chair, and must be regarding items that are not listed on the agenda and are with the city's jurisdiction. The Brown Act does not permit any action or discussion on items not listed on the agenda. No action will be taken on items addressed under public comments.
I will now open public comment.
Not all at once now. Okay, board, I'm John Freitas. I'm a Roseville resident for about 24 years, and I have interest in our community and of something I wanted to address, and you may know, but may not be within your power. And that is, over in Rockland, the libraries, they advertise 7 days a week, okay? So that includes Sunday. In Roseville, we're closed. So, I don't know, it's, I don't want to say we're going to compete, but that's very attractive, 7 days. And on a Sunday, I don't want to, you're all ladies here, but if the husband's watching his football, she might want to take the kids to the library. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Or he may want to go. I'll just continue that. I don't want to be one-sided here. If he wants to take the kids, or if he wants to go with no kids, how about that? How about Dad wants time out at the library? Anyway, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. It's always really, really nice to have somebody come to visit us here at Library Board and have something to say. So we really appreciate your engagement and your interest. So thank you very much. I will now close public comment. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our last meeting on September 23rd, 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
I move we approve the minutes.
Thank
I
you.
second.
Thank you. Okay. Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to the next section. Next on the agenda, excuse me, is item 6.1, Maidu Museum and Historic Site Overview.
Hello, I'm Annie Stanko. I'm here to introduce myself. I am the Cultural Arts Supervisor. I'm so excited to join the team. I've been in this position for about 6 months now. I oversee the Maidu Museum and our cultural arts programming, and I also oversee our art installations that are going to be coming to Roseville and our murals. So we have one now at Royer Park, which I recognize. I met a few of you guys there. A children's art center. We did a beautiful mural that wrapped that building, and we have a call to artist out right now for the soccer complex for an art installation. So we're excited about all of that. I am also so excited to introduce Alicia Martinez. She is new with us. She's been with us for about 6 or 7 weeks, and she's already doing amazing things, and she's going to chat about what's going on at the Maidu Museum.
Okay, good evening. My name is Alicia Martinez, and I'm the new Senior Museum Specialist at the Maidu Museum and Historic Site. I've been at the Maidu Museum for approximately a month and a half now, and I come to the city of Roseville by the way of the city of Walnut Creek, where I was their traveling exhibitions manager for over 10 years. In all, I have over 20 years of experience working with museums all over the country. I'm excited to be here tonight to give a brief overview of the Maidu Museum and Historic Site. The Maidu Museum and Historic Site is located at 1970 Johnson Ranch Drive in the middle of a residential East Roseville neighborhood, but approximately 9,000 years ago, this was the homeland of the Nishanan Maidu people who inhabited this region for thousands of years. However, the arrival of Spaniards in the 1800s introduced various illnesses, decimating the Nishanan population by upwards of 75%. The Gold Rush era further eroded the population and the land, but descendants of the Nishanan and all Maidu people, their history and culture still live on today. In the 20th century, resident Myron Zentz recognized the importance of the site and urged the city to protect it. In the early 1970s, the city agreed to purchase the 35-acre site where the museum now sits, and it was placed on state and national historic registers, protecting the site from development. Today, the site includes a museum, an activity center, an outdoor trail, and amphitheater. The museum is dedicated to the rich history of California's indigenous peoples, and inside you'll find permanent exhibits showcasing traditional practices like acorn processing and basket weaving. Temporary exhibitions feature the work of contemporary Native artists. The museum opened in 2010, and the adjacent Maidu Activity Center next door served as the museum's original location between 2001 and 2009. Outside, visitors can stroll along the trail to see hundreds of ancient bedrock mortars. We have over 500 on site, fascinating petroglyphs that are quite mysterious, and a variety of native plants and wildlife. Informational signs are posted throughout the site. The mission of the Maidu Museum and Historic Site is to protect, preserve, and interpret the cultural and natural heritage of the Maidu Historic Site and region while providing programs, exhibits, and services that stimulate visitor involvement, enjoyment, learning, and support. In fiscal year 2024, we were visited by over 13,000 people. How do we interpret the past? The Maidu Museum works collaboratively with our Native Advisory Committee on the interpretive text used in the museum and throughout the site to ensure cultural and historical accuracy. We strive at MMHS to produce honest and respectful interpretive materials. We also consult with the Native Advisory Committee on exhibitions and programming, and their input is critical to our collective success. I'd now like to highlight our cultural and educational programming, starting off with our Tours for Kids and Adults. Our tour program is a popular program for regional schools, particularly for fourth grade classes as they learn about California history. In fiscal year 2024, we served over 5,200 students. We also offer a drop-in trail tour every Saturday at 10 a.m., which is complimentary with admission, and we recently added a seasonal evening rock art mystery tour, which has been received with a lot of enthusiasm from the public. We look forward to continuing that program in addition to bringing back our in-school educational program where we bring the Maidu Museum into the classroom. The art and cultural offerings have included hosting several contemporary Native art exhibitions and related programs like lectures, tours, book readings, and workshops. Dancers and musicians are also celebrated at annual events like our Spring Yeoman celebration. We hope to strengthen our contemporary offerings in the coming years with exciting exhibitions, culinary, poetry, and fashion events, as well as additional performing arts opportunities. We also host several special events, including our annual Native Plant Sale, Native Craft Fair, both of which were held over the past 2 months, and Yeoman, an event that celebrates the start of spring, typically held every April. Both Yeoman and the Native Craft Fair provide opportunities for the local Native community to share and sell their art and goods. We also offer ongoing programs like our popular museum mornings for pre-K kids, which is a storytime event, and our campfire night where visitors of all ages have the chance to roast marshmallows while listening to Native stories. We also offer a range of hands-on workshops for youth and adults. Topics have included beading, basket making, spear throwing, cordage making, arrowhead jewelry, among other things. In the summer and occasionally in the spring, we also offer week-long camps for kids. We also have on site a unique gift shop with one-of-a-kind gifts like handmade Native jewelry, art, books, crafts, and more. And we provide ample volunteer opportunities, from giving tours as docents to working the land with our restoration crew. The restoration crew removes non-native plants and keeps trails safe and clear. Our volunteer workforce has declined since COVID, but we are working on rebuilding the program along with our membership and exhibitions programs. Thank you very much, and please visit us soon. You may find more information on our website, roseville.ca.us/museum, or feel free to reach out to me directly. My contact information is on the screen. I will also keep you updated on our upcoming special events, like our annual Yeoman Spring Celebration scheduled for April 26, 2025. We hope to see you there.
Thank you so much. I'd like to open this to the board for comment.
I attended couple of times. It's beautiful and it's a different world. We are in this digital era. So when you go there, there is a life outside.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation.
You're welcome.
Yes, so many exciting things that you mentioned. Particularly, I didn't understand or realize and I was born and raised here in Roseville, right down the street from Maidu. I didn't realize that they'd been here 9,000 years ago. I know you were here recently to the city of Roseville, but do our records show what our visitors were in past years? If we had 13,000 annually this year, is that a growth from previous years?
I have not compared it to previous years, but I think it's been an upward trend, especially since COVID. Yeah.
Yes, especially with the campfire and the little events. Like, I do see more people going, so I was just interested which events are really pulling people in.
Craft fair we just had was hugely popular.
That's awesome.
And we had a fantastic turnout. We've increased our marketing efforts, so I think you see the results in those efforts.
Yes,
Yeah.
and my family and I attended Potterverse, which was actually held at the Maidu Center, which is just a great excuse to get people on the Maidu campus and kind of exploring and walking around. So I love that there's just kind of weaving of all of our different programs and directing traffic to where people need to go discover. So thank you very much.
Indeed. You're welcome.
I'd like to open this to public comment.
Why not? Hello again, this is John. I too recognize the value of the Maidu Center, and as a resident, I think the kids will enjoy going to the center. You mentioned the in-school classroom, coming to the classroom. I should talk to the board. Instead of, maybe we do both. Is it possible to have the material sent to the classroom, but it seems like we should have the kids go to the Maidu Center from the classroom. Make it a field trip, because every kid, they look forward for months. Hey, remember, in August, we're going to go to the Maidu Center. And I don't know, it's just our 13,000 is going to go much higher. And get the kids out of the classroom. Like you said, there's a world out there outside of. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. I will close public comment. Next on the agenda is item 6.2, our Youth Library Board member selection update.
So our youth member for the library board is selected every year. During the month of October, it is opened up and offered at local high schools, career centers and such. And kids are able to apply through to the city clerk's office for a year-long tenure on either the library board or any of the other boards and commissions that have a youth member throughout the city. We get together, we meaning the Parks and Rec Commission, which is their secretary and a board member, and our current library director, the city librarian, and myself. And this last week, we held interviews for a new youth member, and we did choose someone whose name is familiar, I think, on this board. We chose Bianca Unidad, who is the daughter of Kim Ryan Unidad, who did serve on this board previously. So Bianca will start her service here on this board starting in January at that board meeting, and will go for another year. So we should all welcome her. She's a wonderful addition to this board, real well-spoken young woman, and I think she'll be a great addition to us. So there you go.
I'd like to open this to board comment.
Is there an upper limit to age? I mean, is there,
Yes, so throughout the entire year that they serve, they have to be enrolled in high school. So they can't be a senior and graduating in the spring.
and then be out?
So
Yeah.
these members have to be a junior and below, and they have to reside in the city of Roseville.
Is there a minimum age?
Not that I'm aware of. I think they have to be enrolled in high school.
Okay, so that guard bands it.
It kind of, yeah, but not an actual age limit.
Okay, thanks.
I have a question. One time, I have been here long enough, so I have seen almost eight
That's a lot.
8 students, and I was also part of interview for a couple of times. One time we chose Granite Bay High School.
Yeah.
It's just for information. Is that possible, Granite Bay?
It is. They have to reside in the city of Roseville, but some of them do attend high schools outside the city of Roseville. This last time we had one in Rockland, and sometimes they can attend schools in other areas for a variety of reasons, but the rule is they have to reside here in Roseville.
Oh, that student has a house in
Yes.
Roseville.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a difference. Thank you. Thank you.
I did have a question. What does the recruitment or the promotion for these positions look like for the high schools? Is this something that goes out to allow students to know that this is available?
Yes, so it is on our website. A lot of it is word of mouth, but they do, the city of Roseville does advertise through the city clerk's office to, like I said, the career centers at the high school and to the counselors who then suggest to their students to apply for this. In my experience, most of the people who apply, it's either word of mouth, similar to this, or they've heard it from their counselor.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to open this to public comment. I'd like to close public comment. All right, next on the agenda is item 6.3, Libraries and Culture Report.
Hi, good evening. First of all, I want to introduce myself, Norinder Sufi, your city librarian, very new. Not that new, been 2 months here now. Just a little bit about myself. I have worked in the libraries for over 20 years. Most part of that has been in UK, but last 8 years here in California. So far I'm loving it. Been here 2 months, learning a lot as well. And I'm excited to collaborate here with staff, the community groups, friends of the library, the library board. And I'm kind of looking forward to serving our residents, and doing things which we are doing for our community. So very, very grateful to be here. Thank you. I have a couple of updates for you. The one I just thought you would like to know is California Freedom to Read Act, which is a new Assembly Bill 1825. On September 29th, the governor signed the California Freedom to Read Act into law. The bill will require the library systems to establish, adopt, and maintain a written and publicly accessible collections development policy for its libraries by January 1st, 2026. And then we have to submit that collections development policy to the state librarian. The collection development policy will guide the selection and the deselection of the library materials, acknowledge that the collection meets the broad and the diverse interests of the community, and establish a process for community members to share their concerns regarding library materials and to request that the library materials be reconsidered for inclusion in the library's collection. This law will help the California libraries to be more transparent, inclusive, and responsive to the needs of the local communities. So I'm glad to share Roseville Library already have a publicly accessible collections policy, which is in line with the bill. And we will be sharing that with the state library. Another update I have for you is the library programs. If you haven't received already, so we have a story walk which is being installed at Maidu Regional Park's back interior walking trail. We're going to be celebrating that And it's going to be a small dedication event, which will be happening on Monday, December 16th at 11 a.m. It's a public event, and we hope public and the board members are able to attend that. On cultural arts, because in my role as a city librarian, I also oversee the museum and the cultural arts. And, I don't need to say that, but you kind of, you all know what a connection it is, when it comes to telling stories, when it comes to how we learn and gain. I think through arts, and our museums are also a key in that. So in cultural arts, as Annie mentioned, so we already have one mural, and we are now looking at having another project, which is at the big Placer Valley Soccer Complex. So we are looking at another art piece there. So the call is already out, and we are excited, what we see there. From the museum perspective, we are so happy to have Alicia here in our team now. It was a question asked, how many visitors? Yes, we have that ambition. More people should come and visit. We really would love to have more children coming to the museum as well, and the public as well. And this is just kind of, we are trying kind of so that we share what we have there, because I know many residents still don't know the museum exists and it's open to the public. So this is our effort in that way, to share as much as possible through public platforms so that people are aware of it. And I'm certain now we have a full team. We will have wonderful things happening in the museum. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'd like to open this to board comment.
It's wonderful. Thank you. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll just say welcome. We're so glad you're here, and thank you all of you for everything you're doing for our city. There's a lot of really exciting programming happening, and we appreciate all of your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you.
You sound amazing and so excited to be here, and we're so excited to have you here. So thank you. And then two quick questions, because there were just a couple things that you mentioned that were really interesting to me. So going back to what you mentioned and what Annie mentioned, what does the scope of the soccer plaza installation look like? Will that be a sculpture, a mural? Do we know yet?
Annie, do you want to take that?
Yeah, so in the call, it's going to be an art installation, so it's going to be a sculpture. They can use any medium. It has to be all weather because it's not going to have an overhang. The closing is December 31st, and we've already had a pretty good handful of people submit some ideas. And so those will go to the selection committee, and then we have about a month to choose, and then we'll pick the artist, and then it will be done. I just say should because I still don't know if we have a hard date on when it's going to officially be open. And it'll be ready for the grand opening of the plaza.
Awesome.
Excited.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about that. And then Narinder, in talking about the California Freedom to Read Act, you did mention that while we are creating a new policy that the state would like us to create, we kind of already have something in place for that, which would include ways for residents to recommend books they think should be in or to mention if they have any concerns. Where would residents go to do either of those things?
So that is already on our website.
Got
Our
it.
policy is there. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'd like to open this to public comment. I will go ahead and close public comment. Thank you. Moving on to the next section, board member commissioner staff report.
So I just wanted to say this will be our board member Lakshmi Rao's final meeting with us. How long exactly have you served? Because I think I know, but
If I say it, it may look old, but since I would say 12?
2012. Okay, I had
No,
12 years.
8 years. 8 years. So
years,
that will
okay.
be,
Wow.
yeah.
Official long time.
Yes, yes.
You've done just had lots of comments on this board that have been very well appreciated. Always something great to say with the library. So I wanted to thank you for your service and just the best wishes moving forward. But I want you to know that you've done an amazing job on this board. So thank you.
Thank you. It's my kids' inspiration.
That's
When they
really
were
nice.
kids, all they asked is books. Never, never anything else. So even when I joined the board, I came with 2 loads van full of books to donate. And that's when they said, you should be on the board. That's how it all started.
Okay.
So, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
We do have a card for you as well,
Oh.
signed by all of us, in appreciation of everything you've done.
You
So,
want me to go there?
sure, if you want to. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, go ahead, bring it. Yeah, I'll just bring it to you.
So you take a picture, please.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It has become a
Wonderful.
part of family for the last 8 years.
I think so.
I'd like to open this to board for comment.
I wish I'd had a chance to work with you longer, but your energy and enthusiasm are really contagious. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here still, so in Roseville, safest city to live, so. So thank you.
Very true.
Thanks, Lakshmi. It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure getting to know you. I'm sure we'll see you around.
Definitely. Thank you.
Lakshmi, I've been able to be on the board for about 4 years now, and you were a mentor to me, just kind of by watching your demeanor and the questions that you were asking and, you know, how you would run the meetings. I've been watching you for years, so I really appreciate you showing us what it means to be a really engaged board member and being passionate about what we do.
Thank you. All these words motivates me to run more and serve the community. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to open this to public comment. Thank you. All right. Next on the agenda is item
You have to
8.
close public comment, Chair.
Oh, I would like to close public comment. Thank you. Next on the agenda is item 8. I would like to solicit a motion for adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
I do.
Yeah, it's our last meeting. You do it.
Lakshmi motions to adjourn her last meeting. Is there a second?
A second.
Second. Thank you, Barbara. Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The November 25th, 2024 library meeting is adjourned at 6:27 p.m. Thank you.